Hi everybody, welcome to the Monday, August 14th edition of the Core 4 for your Draftkings 10-game main slate lineups. Again, the way the Core 4 is going to work is I'm going to give you one starting pitcher, one corner infielder, one middle infielder, and one outfielder. And this is for the purposes of including in your optimal cash game lineups. Um, so, one of my two starting pitchers that I'm definitely going to use is Jared Eichhoff. Eichhoff on the season hasn't been great. Obviously, you can see his 4.45 ERA, 1.46 WHIP. And you look at the record here, 3-7. He started off 0-7, which is really tough to do. So we started to right the ship as of late. If you look at the game log, 21.9, 9.9, 13.3, 21.6. So he's trending up. Those aren't ace numbers, but they're palatable. You can certainly roster him over the last month. He hasn't been hurting you, and the matchup against San Diego is a solid one. Take a look at what the Padres have done this year against right-handed starting pitchers. 25.2% K rate, third highest in the league against righties. An ISO, if we filter by ISO, let's see where they come up as. 173, 30 teams in the league, exactly average. So you don't have to worry too much about power bats for the Padres lineup. So I just think that it's a positive ballpark shift going from Citizens Bank over to Petco. The form lately has been solid. San Diego has the ability to strike out a ton, and Eichhoff does have some strikeout upside. So I'm gonna go ahead and lock him in as one of my two starting pitchers on tonight's slate. For the corner infield spot, definitely going to eat some chalk here. Freddie Freeman of the Atlanta Braves going into Coors Field. The guy's just been a monster this season. 21 home runs in 70 games played. Take a look at the game log: 14, 13, 6, 24. So the guy's dialed in right now. He's seeing the ball well. Coors Field is an absolute hitter's paradise, and he's going up against Chad Bettis, making his return this year. It'll be his season debut, coming off a scare with cancer. Happy he's back, happy he's healthy, but from a pitching standpoint, he's pretty easy to pick on. Take a look at his career: 370 career innings, an ERA over 5. He's done an okay job of keeping the ball in the park, considering where he pitches in Coors Field. Career home runs per 9 of 1.05, but I think that over the course of his career, as long as he stays in Coors Field, that number's bound to go up a little bit. So I just think that, and then you take a look at the splits for his career. Let's pull them up. Sorry for the for the radio silence there. But you can see at home that certainly more home runs per 9 than on the road. So it's going to be an issue for him. I think Freddie Freeman is definitely worth paying up for. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in Freddie Freeman as my first baseman, the corner infield pick for this Core 4 segment. Middle infield spot, going over to second base, and I can't believe I have to do this. I actually have to scroll down. I have to hit down twice, and then I get down at the bottom. Robinson Cano of the Seattle Mariners going up against Kevin Gausman of the Orioles, and Cano, his body work over his career speaks for itself. He's sitting on 19 home runs. He hasn't homered yet this month, so he hasn't gone deep lately. I hate to say a player is due for a dinger, but if you believe in the law of averages, one is bound to come sooner or later. And the game log isn't updated for today's games yet, but if it were, he'd be riding a 5-game hitting streak. He had another double today, so that's 4 straight games with an extra base hit. So I think that extra base hits usually are a good indicator of home runs, of future home runs. If you're if you're hitting doubles, usually hitting the ball hard in the gap or to the fence, falling through. So I think that Cano could go deep tonight. Even if he doesn't, he's always he has the possibility of a multi-hit game with a run and an RBI. So he's a really solid play going up against Kevin Gausman. Sorry about that. So Gausman, a guy who has started to right the ship a little bit as of late, but on the whole, for the season, it's been really, really ugly. And for such a talented guy, I'm surprised it's been this ugly, especially against left-handers. A 379 WOBA against left-handed bats this year. 1.74 home runs per 9. So, it's been not ideal to say the least. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in Robinson Cano as my second base play. That's going to be the middle infield pick. And finally, last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the well at Coors Field. The most expensive option on the slate, Charlie Blackmon, the Colorado Rockies. Again, Coors Field game. And take a look at what Charlie Blackmon has done this year at home versus right-handed pitchers. At home versus righties, 13% walk, 13.5% walk rate, 17.2% K rate, almost hitting 400, slugging 848. The numbers are just absolutely off the charts. It's an ideal matchup against a bad lefty in Julio Teheran. Now, I hate to say Julio Teheran is a bad right-handed pitcher. His body of work overall for his career has been solid, but this year, make no mistake about it, he has been a bad pitcher. 346 WOBA against lefties, and he had a bad first half, 4.79 ERA. Things have not been better over the last 27 innings. A 7 ERA, that's really ugly. And this is what you want to see right here if you're a left-handed batter. 1.29 home runs per 9, 37% hard hit rate. So that's a really great matchup. And also as well, I noticed this while on Teheran's player page. Teheran is a guy who you can steal on. 17 last year, 21 this year. He's gotten worse at holding on runners. And Charlie Blackmon is a guy who has some wheels as well. So Charlie Blackmon has Jack in the Bag upside. I think he's definitely worth paying up for. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in as my outfield play and the fourth and final pick here in my core four. So again, that's Jared Eichhoff, Freddie Freeman, Robbie Cano, and Charlie Blackmon. If you use those four guys, I think that's a great building block to fill in the remaining six guys, the remaining 6 spots in your lineup. So hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next one.